Hey guys, and welcome back to Monka, where stupid shit ensues, but today we'll be talking about a Pop Tart, because that's just kind of how it works, we just talk about Pop Tarts and video games on this channel, I guess, but today the Pop Tart we'll be talking about is cookies and cream Pop Tarts, kind of wrapping down on the OG flavors that I haven't talked about yet. I've got cookies and cream to talk about, as well as s'mores and brown sugar cinnamon. I'm thinking that's pretty much it besides any new flavors they might release eventually, but you can pretty much find cookies and cream Pop Tarts anywhere and everywhere you go in a grocery mart, in terms of grocery marts, because they're all over the place. This is a classic flavor, and so they're pretty much everywhere. These 16 packs though usually cost about $4.50 or so at Walmart, but you can find them practically anywhere you go. You don't really have to hunt for them. 2 pastries of cookies and cream Pop Tarts is 360 calories, making it the lowest calorie Pop Tarts that they serve, along with banana bread and confetti cupcake. But the long and the short of my opinion on cookies and cream Pop Tarts is, to be honest, these are my current favorite Pop Tarts ever, to be honest. These actually ended up in recent time booting out Hot Fudge Sundae as my favorite Pop Tarts, and these have become my favorite Pop Tarts. These are really freaking good Pop Tarts, to be honest, but this is what a cookies and cream Pop Tarts look like. As you can see, it has a really dark crust, to be honest. Like, that is a very dark chocolate crust, but you also have the white frosting with some little chocolate specks on top, and as well, you have a white filling on the inside. Very present due to that very, very dark chocolate crust. But in terms of the pastry of a cookies and cream Pop Tart, this is probably the part that pretty much makes it one of my favorites, to be honest, because the pastry is absolutely flavorful and it is like amazing, to be honest. The chocolate flavor isn't like a light chocolate flavor or like a kind of sweet chocolate flavor. It is just a dark chocolate flavor, which is really rich, very present, and very flavorful, to be honest, and I love it. Now, that chocolate flavor, honestly, the closest comparison I would say is something like a Hostess chocolate in a snack cake. It is kind of like that type of dark chocolate, but maybe darker, but it's like within that vein of dark chocolate that you would kind of get the taste from something like a Hostess chocolate cake. But I really love that chocolate flavor because, to be honest, it's just a really rich chocolate flavor, and honestly, it's not sweet at all, to be honest. The crust, if anything, is actually kind of bitter, to be honest, with the chocolate flavor, because it's kind of just a dark chocolate with not a lot of sweetness in it. But I really love that because it just makes it really flavorful, and honestly, I just love that type of chocolate flavor because I'm more of a dark chocolate guy than I am really a milk chocolate guy, and so that kind of really dark and rich chocolate flavor is just really pleasant to me. And so honestly, this is probably the best crust that Pop Tart makes besides something like on the chocolate chip Pop Tarts. But in terms of the frosting and filling, this is pretty much where you get all the sweetness from. Where there's pretty much no sweetness in the pastry, there is a ton of sweetness to be had in the frosting and filling. Now, is there a specific flavor like vanilla in it? Honestly, not really. I don't really pick up on any vanilla or anything in the frosting or filling. It's just a really sweet and sugary filling. Now, that really sweet sugary filling is balanced out by the pastry that is bitter and a really rich chocolate. So there's kind of a balance between that really dark chocolate and then the really sweet filling of frosting that plays a really interesting dynamic. And like I said, it pretty much makes these the most flavorful Pop Tarts that they make because of that dynamic that it has, with that really dark chocolate having a lot of flavor and then that sweetness trying to balance it out. But kind of having that interplay between the two makes for a really interesting flavor, and I just really love these. But overall, cookies and cream Pop Tarts are currently my favorite Pop Tarts that they make. They're just really flavorful, really enjoyable, and honestly, I just love that dark chocolate flavor that these give off, and I also love that interplay between that bitter chocolate and the sweetness of the frosting and filling. Now, do these taste like cookies and cream ice cream or Oreos? To be honest, no, and I've seen people say that they do, and I would say it's not really like that at all. Maybe you could say there's a similarity between like the chocolate in an Oreo and the chocolate in these due to the fact that they're like a darker, bitter chocolate, but other than that, they don't really taste similar at all, so I never understood the comparison between the two. But these are still banger as hell, and they stand on their own legs because they're really good. But thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you. Stay chill.